So you just downloaded a brand new zombie game, and you spawn in and walk around for a little bit. You feel pretty safe inside of your spawn house, until you step outside and get ripped apart to shreds. Well, that's the sad reality for most new Zomboid players, because Project Zomboid is one of the most difficult games that I've ever played. But luckily for you, I'm going to teach you how to be a pro survivalist. Project Zomboid has 4 main spawn locations: Rosewood, West Point, Muldra, and Riverside. Me personally, I think that Rosewood's the best place to spawn if you're new to the game. Rosewood has the smallest zombie spawn out of all of the towns, which makes it so much easier to start if you're new to the game. Also, the Rosewood Fire Station is one of the best beginner locations. It has great loot including axes, fire armor, and other weapons. Before you actually spawn in, you're going to need to pick your occupation, along with your positive and negative traits. My favorite occupation is Burglar. He is incredibly useful because of his amazing ability to hotwire cars. And getting a car early on can greatly increase your chance of survival. When it comes to picking a negative trait, I think that High Thirst is the best option to pick. This is because it's not really that hard to find water if you stay in a suburban area. Now, once you actually spawn in, the first thing you're going to want to do is press C. Pressing C will enable you to crouch, which is very useful for sneaking past large hordes of zombies. I would also recommend grabbing any canned food that you can find inside the cabinets. I would do this because canned food doesn't go bad. When you're leaving your spawn house, don't go straight to the main roads, because this can increase your chance of being spotted by zombies. Instead, sneak close to your house, which will decrease your chance of being spotted. Combat in Project Zomboid can be very difficult for new players, but it's really easy to learn, and once you learn it, surviving will be a lot easier. The first thing that you should do to improve your combat ability is to go to the options section in the main menu, click on aim outline, and click any weapons instead of just ranged weapons. What this does is it creates an aim outline every time you're about to hit a zombie. This is a game changer because it makes hitting zombies so much easier. Another thing that makes killing zombies a lot easier is knowing what weapon you're going to use. There's a very wide variety of weapons in Project Zomboid, like guns, blades, axes, long blunts, and short blunts. Each type of weapon has its benefits and its flaws. The first category that we have up are blades. Blades are fast weapons that deal high damage. In my opinion, the best blade is the machete. The machete is a very strong and fast striking weapon. The only downside though is that it doesn't have a lot of range. Next up we have axes. Axes are extremely powerful weapons that also swing really fast. I think that the fire axe is the best axe in the game. I also think it's one of the best melee weapons in the game also. It has an extremely fast swing and it's perfect for killing hordes of zombies. You can also use the fire axe to chop wood. Next up we have long blunts. Long blunts are usually heavier weapons that deal a good amount of damage and have slower swings. I think that the best long blunt is the baseball bat, because it probably swings the fastest out of all of them and it still deals a good amount of damage. Short blunts are just like long blunts, except they swing a lot faster, but they also do less damage. The best short blunt in my opinion is the police baton. Now you may be wondering why I haven't included any guns. I mean, in any other zombie game, guns are the holy grail of weapons. But in Project Zomboid, they're a death sentence if you don't know what you're doing. This is because guns are extremely loud, and they will attract every single zombie in your town if you shoot one. Before I end the combat section of this video, I want to share with you some really useful combat tips. When dealing with a horde, don't try to take them on all at once. Instead, lure small amounts of zombies away from the horde and take them on individually until you have wiped out the horde. If you're facing some zombies and you're not yet confident in your combat ability, try looking for a small fence and lure the zombies over the fence. Then, once they're on the ground, you can one-tap them with your weapon. When looking for a base in Project Zomboid, there's definitely a couple things you should consider before you pick one. The first is to obviously check to make sure there's no zombies near or inside your base. Now I know that a lot of experienced players like to choose very difficult areas to clear out and make their base. I would recommend choosing a smaller house with few to no zombies in your area if you're new to the game. A great example of a perfect beginner's base location are these 2 houses near the edge of Rosewood. These 2 houses are perfect for beginners because there's barely any zombies and 2 houses means way more storage. The houses are also super close to Rosewood, so making a supply run there will take a very short amount of time. Once you've actually decided on your base, you're gonna have to build defenses to make sure that your base is safe. The first thing that you should do is probably barricade the windows of your house. You should also wall your base off with log walls. They are extremely easy to make, and they are also a great defense against zombies. All you really need are 4 ripped sheets and 4 logs. Now I know that there's other more complex ways to keep your base secure, but this is by far the easiest. Now before I end this segment of the video, I want to show you how to actually build a log wall because it can be kind of confusing. Once you have the logs and the sheets, you're going to want to place them on the ground in a pile. Then right click and press carpentry and you should see the log wall option. I feel like traveling in Project Zomboid doesn't get the attention it needs. I mean, I've barely seen any tutorials that help beginners travel from town to town. I mean, traveling in Project Zomboid seems simple enough. You get in your car and you drive straight for a while. No, there's a lot of things that you have to think about before you just drive right away. The first thing that you should think about is how much food and water you're gonna bring. Let me tell you, you do not want to be stranded in the middle of nowhere with no food or water. You also want to make sure that your car has enough gas. You can get gas from the gas station, but if you don't want to deal with the insane amount of zombies at the gas station, you can siphon gas from other cars. First thing you're going to want to do is find a car with some gas. Then make sure you have either an empty bottle or a gas can. Once you have all of that, you're going to want to go up to a car and press V, and you should see an option that says siphon. After you've collected the gas, go up to your car and hold V, and there should be an option that says add gas. Keep repeating this until you've collected all the gas from the other car. Now that your car's all filled with gas, you're probably wondering where you should go. I mean, the map's giant and there's so many places you can explore. If you're ready to start exploring, I would recommend checking out the other spawn locations. Most of the towns are not even that far away from each other, so the journey wouldn't even take that long. You're probably wondering now, why should I even go out and explore at all? Exploring the map is extremely useful, especially when you need to move safe houses. Also, it's just good to know where everything is. And who knows, with a map this big, there's tons of cool stuff to find. Mods are a huge part of Project Zomboid, making the game more fun. The only problem though is it's kind of hard to get into mods when you first start playing. That's why I'm here to show you some useful mods and how to download them. The first mod that I would recommend is an awesome map expansion called Raven's Creek. This is a must-have mod if you're looking to experience the zombie apocalypse in a giant city. To download it, all you have to do is go to the Steam Workshop, search the name of the mod, and then click subscribe. Once you go to make a new game, the mod should be there in the mods category. The next mod that I'm going to show you adds a bunch of stuff that just makes sense. It's called Common Sense. This mod adds a bunch of mechanics that should be added to the game. For example, you can pry open windows and doors using a crowbar. Also, you can pry cans open with stuff like forks and knives. There's so much more that this mod adds, and it's definitely worth checking out. Another great mod that makes the game way more fun is Britta's Armor Pack. What this mod does is it adds an abundance of armor and clothes to the game. There's just so much content that this mod offers, and it's definitely a must-have. The last mod that I want to show you is called the Vanilla Firearms expansion. This mod adds a bunch more guns to the game, and having a bigger arsenal makes the game a lot more fun. This last section of the video is just going to be a bunch of random survival tips that make surviving a lot easier. If you're ever being chased by a horde of zombies, try quickly running into a house and then exiting on the other side. This can distract the horde and give you more time to escape. You can repair broken or damaged weapons with duct tape. Keep in mind that not every weapon can be repaired with duct tape. If you push a zombie to the ground and you're using a weapon, press the spacebar to stomp it so then you don't waste your weapon's durability. You shouldn't run that much. Running can increase your chance of tripping and it wastes your stamina. When opening a door, get in attack mode and press E. This will help you just in case there's zombies on the other side, so you can quickly attack them. You can walk faster than zombies. If you leave your oven on for too long, your house can catch on fire. If you have to sleep in your car, park it up against another car so zombies can't get to you. If you see a boarded up house, then you hit the jackpot. Boarded up houses are survivor houses, and they have an insane amount of loot. A scratch from a zombie is a 7% chance of death. A laceration is 25%, and a bite is 100%. you can rip clothes to make bandages. Disassembling furniture can upgrade your carpentry, which you can use to build stuff. I just want to thank you for watching. This is my first video, and there will definitely be more to come.